friends, this week we're going to be doing some studying about birds. And we don't have to go too far to find birds, do we? All we have to do is to walk out our door and we see birds flying in the skies, we see birds walking around our yards. Well, we're going to take a little time to learn some more, especially about those birds that we might see around our houses here. So I'm going to let you look at this picture and see if you can find any birds that you know in this picture while I'm reading a little bit. What makes birds different from other animals is their wings. With those powerful wings, they can escape their enemies, find new supplies of food, and migrate to warmer places so they can survive winter. Migrate means to go from one place to another. So a lot of times in the winter, birds will fly down south where it's warmer so they can survive the winter months. And then they fly back in the spring. Hundreds of years ago, people didn't know very much about birds. Some even thought that birds went to the moon when they migrated. But now we know a lot more about birds. The best time to watch birds is when they are most active, between 6 o'clock and 10 o'clock in the morning. So the best time to be a bird watcher is in the early morning between 6 and 10 o'clock. Most birds don't use their nests for more than one season. But birds like robins do return to the same neighborhood every year. So you might see a bird in your neighborhood one year. That bird might fly all the way down south, but the following year it will come back and see you in your neighborhood again. One good way to find most bird nests is to watch for birds carrying nest building materials in their beaks. You will see this most often in the spring or early summer. So that's right now, friends, that now is a good time in the mornings to go out and be a bird watcher. See if you see any birds carrying interesting things in their beaks. They might be taking those things to build a nest. It's okay to take a close look at a bird's nest. Most birds are not easily disturbed, but don't ever touch the nest or the eggs or the babies. That's a no-no. We don't touch those. And of course, if the bird puts up a fuss, then you should walk away. Okay? So this book has lots of different birds that we might be able to find in our area. Did you recognize any birds? This bird, this red bird we see from time to time, this is a cardinal. So this is a male cardinal or a boy, and this is the female cardinal or the girl. Okay, this is a blue jay. Sometimes we might see a blue jay. This is a goldfinch. If we're really lucky, we can see these beautiful yellow goldfinches. This up here, I think, is an oriole. I haven't really seen an oriole around here, but you might. You might. Okay, so the first bird that we are going to look for, we're going to be bird watchers today, friends. The first bird I would like you to go outside and see if you can find is called the house sparrow. Now take a good look at this guy. I would think you have seen a house sparrow before. Have you seen one? See if you can go outside today and find one, okay? It says that just 150 years ago, there were no house sparrows in our country. No house sparrows in the United States. But then 16 of them were brought over from England, and now, today, there are over 150 million house sparrows in North America. Can you believe that? From 16, there are now over 150 million. House sparrows are very messy birds. And sometimes they chase away other birds like woodpeckers and swallows. With its chestnut-colored hat and black bib around its neck, the male house sparrow, or the boy, looks dressed up for dinner. Females don't look so dressed up. They are colored streaky brown and dingy white. House sparrows are 5 to 6 inches long, so they're pretty small little birds. Though it is a songbird, the house sparrow doesn't have much of a song. It makes a shrill, noisy cheep, cheep sound. So that's the house sparrow. Now here's how the house sparrow makes its nest. A house sparrow's nest looks like a big mess. The male and female build the nest of grass, weeds, twigs, feathers, string, paper, and trash. So it sounds like anything they can find they will use to make their nest. It is round and has a side door. The sparrows stuff the nest into any hole inside or outside of buildings or in bird houses at least 5 feet off the ground. Or it might be in a tree as high as 60 feet from the ground. Look for the nest from February through July. So that means we're in the month of May now. You might find a nest made by a house sparrow. They like to sneak them into tight places, okay? So maybe if you put a birdhouse out, they might make a little nest. These little house sparrows might make a little nest in your birdhouse. And then their eggs look like this. Sparrows lay 5 or 6 whitish eggs with brown speckles. Each egg is a little bigger than a quarter. The female sits on the eggs for 9 to 18 days, and the young birds can fly 11 to 18 days after hatching. So it only takes them 11 to 18 days after they hatch to learn to fly. That's pretty amazing. So today, see if you can find a house sparrow. If you find one, please let me know, okay? All right, so that's our first bird. We're going to be bird watchers, and the house sparrow is our first bird to find. Okay, friends, see you later.